Hey, everybody. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new here, and thank you so much for joining me today. I am filming this on the 11th, so the day before the new moon in Scorpio, which is, if you're familiar with astrology, the Scorpio energy is all about death and rebirth. And we've had a lot of that energetically supported of late. So uh, if you're at a point where you've been really feeling the need to kind of deep clean your life, especially relationships right now, going through and finding out what serves you and what doesn't, letting go of the things that don't. And, we've talked about this a little bit last week, the power of letting go, of releasing. When you can truly let go of the outcome or the need to try and control situations and just stay in flow, allow. So many times we feel like we're protecting ourselves by trying to maintain control, and what we're really doing is just frustrating the hell out of ourselves. Um, so it's something that, because a full moon is like culmination, the completion. And if you can come to a place where you can feel comfortable and not trying to control everything and begin allowing instead, stay open, expect good things, but don't get dead set on an outcome, especially in relationships. This can completely poison your interactions with others because you'll find that you start pushing and forcing and really ruining the relationship because you have a certain outcome in mind. The same can be said for a business or, a professional situation. The less we try to control, the more magic we invite into our lives, the less we put our hands in stuff. Sometimes that improves the outcome. We still have to take action and follow our intuition, but releasing that need to control, we can't control things. We can't control other people. We can't control other situations. The only thing you can control is yourself. When you reach a place in yourself where you have the perspective that, you know, I'm going to enjoy this present moment, I'm going to enjoy this situation for what it is. What it becomes is not up to me, but I can sit in peace over the knowledge that in this moment all is good. And when you apply that to your life in a way where you approach each day as, you know, when the opportunity comes up, yes, I'm going to take action. And in some situations, you can create opportunity for yourself, but instead of trying to force everything, allow. Because when we try to force, sometimes we try to fit square pegs in round holes. Some things just aren't meant to be. Some things just were not on our timeline meant for this lifetime. And we become so fixated on them that because we're so fixated on the outcome of this situation, we're missing what's meant for us that would flow effortlessly. Because we're clinging to this thing and we have to do this thing and it's this thing, we got to force it and make it work. When over there, which you can't see over there because you're all in here, over there is the thing that is meant for you, that is waiting for you, but your hands are too wrapped up in this to receive that opportunity. So it's just a thing, again, with the energy right now. I think that's something that we all could be looking at is where in my life is something not working? And I am just so damn determined to make it work that I'm not allowing other options. And sometimes we feel loyal to things that there's the cost sum fallacy where we've invested in something over whatever time span. But because we've put that energy into it, we feel like we need to make it work. And even, when you look at a job that's not working for you, however, you've been there X number of years and you hate to walk away now. But if you're miserable, do you really want to spend more years investing in misery? Isn't it better to say, look, this isn't working. It's time to cut ties and move on to something that actually will make me happy? or at least not disturb my peace. If your alarm clock goes off on Monday and you want to shoot yourself in the face, it might be time to look for other possibilities instead of saying, well, I've been here this long, I might as well stay. Don't settle. We settle for so many reasons. Some of it's belief systems, some of it is just convenience, comfort. Uh, but at the end of your life, do you want to say, I settled for an okay life? Or I lived my life fully and took advantage of every opportunity that presented itself to me that sparked my passion, that sparked my interest. I felt alive. And it amazes me because I know so many people who they've always lived in their hometown. They've always gone to the same places. They've never really stepped outside of their original world. I mean, we live on a big round ball. And if you've only inhabited that one little part of it, there's so much more life to experience. And you can do this in small ways. Baby steps, baby steps. If we try to jump out there and do everything at once, we're going to overwhelm ourselves. You want to step out of your comfort zone in small ways. And if you're interested in something, let's say you just love to watch ballet, it amazes you. Like the grace, the beauty, the serenity of it. Okay, have you considered learning how to do ballet? Uh, because if you enjoy watching it that much, can you imagine how amazing it would be to be the one doing it? And that was a random. I did ballet when I was like little. It was not my thing. Grace is not my thing. I was much better at like football, soccer, gymnastics. Not graceful. But just as an example, because if there's something that really sparks your passion, look into that. We have a finite amount of time on this planet. We don't know how long that is. What would your regrets be if you found out you had 2 weeks to live? What would you want to do in those 2 weeks? Who would you want to spend your time with? Are you spending your time with them now? What would you want to be doing? And is that a part of your life right now? Because the only moment we're living in is the now moment. How much time have you wasted? And when I say you, I mean we. Have we wasted not connecting with people we care about because of stupid bullshit, resentment, hurt feelings that a little bit of communication could clear up so you go back to enjoying them? How much dumb shit have we allowed to interfere with our ability to do the things we enjoy doing just because of poor time management? Where can you streamline things to open up free space to start pursuing the things that interest you, things that bring you joy? And I say this because it is so easy to fall into our programming of being productive, being responsible, doing what's expected of us. And those expectations aren't our own. And I think it hits us more as we get into that middle age area, the midlife crisis. The midlife crisis, I think that's just people waking up going, oh my God, I've been on the planet for X number of years and I haven't done any of the stuff I wanted to do. And then they go out and they buy the sports car or whatever. But they start to really look at their life and, is this what I want? Am I willing to settle for less than what truly means living to me? What is your passion? What drives you? What would bring that spark of joy back into your life? Because we get into our comfortable routines and our patterns. We do the same thing over and over again. And the spark dies, the joy, the thing that makes life worth living, the thing that makes you want to extend the time before you end up in the grave. When it's not just doldrum, day to day, yuck. Look for ways to spice it up. And like one of the things that we've started doing is having a special weekend meal where get online and we'll pick like a location, like a culture, and look for a meal from that culture that we can fix that's completely different from what we normally eat. But it's an experience because you have to pick an area and then find out, well, what do they eat? And then look for the recipes, buy the stuff, prepare the meal, you know, and it changes things up because even with our food, we get into a routine. Think about how many times you have eaten a certain meal because it's easy, everybody likes it, but it's not an experience anymore. It's just, oh, we're having that again. Not that it's not good, but any small way that you can start to kind of tweak things to make it more. Take something that's good and make it better. Take something that has become dead and tired, finally take it out back, shoot it, let it go, and introduce something that's interesting and exciting. Expand your mind. Learn about something that's always made you curious. Um, you'd be amazed. That might spark a whole new interest for a hobby, career, you know, even a new place to live. When we start to look at what else is out there, what is possible, how can I make my life alive? How can I feel like I'm really living and not just existing? Because the existing that we've been programmed to conform to actually kills us at a soul level because we're just existing, and that's not what we're here for. But because if you grew up in a family that wasn't real adventurous, that was very following the routine, following the norm, you know, you probably have a lot of deep seated beliefs about being responsible, and that would be childish, and you have to act your age and do the right thing. And the right thing being not usually what's right for you, but you know, you got to think about your responsibilities. And well, okay, yes, we do have stuff we have to take care of. But what can we do around that to have fun? When you start to entertain your inner child, you can make the most mundane of life's chores and responsibilities fun again. And when you start to have fun again, you start to feel alive. You want to have more fun. And we lose that. We lose that because as we're growing up, even as children, we're taught that fun is frivolous, productivity is important, being somber and responsible is important, and they have their place, but so does fun. So today, think about where you can incorporate some fun in your life, even if it's just being playful in ways that you forgot how to do. Because even as kids, when we're our most playful, we're most in touch with that part of ourselves, we're restricted from play and told that, work before play, and you can't just play all day. Well, yeah, you can. You can actually get into a mindset where you play all day and find ways to make your day playful. And believe it or not, rather than being judged for it, the people around you will appreciate it because it breaks up their monotony too. And you get to enjoy your day. And if you can reach a point, the ultimate freedom will come to you when you finally get to a place where you fully accept who you are. And I brought up the Scorpio full moon and the transformation and rebirth as I open this video. And there's a reason for that too. Scorpio is about the depths, the underworld, which for us would be our shadow self, or those things that we've repressed and hidden because we were told they weren't okay. And so if you go through life believing that those aspects of yourself are not okay and you keep them repressed and you don't express them, that's what makes us boring. Because those very things that you were told are not okay, unless you have the urge to kill people, that's kind of different. You should probably talk to a counselor. But on a lighter note, the times that you were frivolous and you're told that's not appropriate, um, when you were being joyful in moments where people told you needed to quiet down, when you were told that you're too opinionated, too much, too this, too that, that thing that you are too much of is your gift. And by repressing that because you feel like it's going to make the people around you uncomfortable, you are not honoring yourself. When we do not honor ourselves, we never get to a place of comfort and admiration for our own full being, that we can live in an authentic way. When you bring those parts of yourself back in and quit pushing them away because they're not okay, you start to feel alive again. And when you can integrate that into your day to day, you actually will feel, you'll feel it. You're in your power. You will emit an energy so strong. The world will respond to you differently. We've talked about vibration, we've talked about manifestation. This is the key to creating that for yourself, is allowing yourself to be 100% all of you, to actually let go of the things that don't work for you, that you were only holding on to because you were supposed to be responsible, do the right thing, meet the expectations. Whose expectations? When we let go of the things that other people expect of us, start going for the things that actually light us up, and then embrace the parts of ourselves that we were told were whatever, inappropriate, too much, whatever, right? Bring those back in. Be 100% you. I guarantee you, if you start just little by little baby steps, integrating those things, those parts of you back in. Think back to your childhood when you were having a really good time and some authority figure came along and told you how wrong that was. So you either turn down the volume or completely shut off that aspect of you. Look for those things. Really reflect on, how did I feel when I was 5? What did I like to do when I was 5? What did I get in trouble for when I was 5? Because we take those things to heart as children, that there's something wrong with us or bad, that makes us less lovable, which is a big deal in childhood because we need caretaking as a child to survive. So we will abandon ourselves to be cared for because in our subconscious mind, if we don't have that care, we will die. Okay, we're not in that boat anymore. We can take care of ourselves now. It is a time where you can be all of you, and even if people don't like you, you can still pay your bills and feed yourself. You don't need their approval and their acceptance to survive. In reality, you're not surviving. Well, you're not dead. You're watching the video. You're surviving. You're not living until you bring those parts of you back in. So all of this actually does tie together. I know it sounds like a lot all at once, but please, please, I lost so many years of my life because I was still in that child mindset of, this is too much, this is not acceptable, this will get me abandoned, I'll starve to death and die. Subconscious, obviously at 5, I'm not thinking that in my conscious mind, but we integrate that. We absorb that into ourselves, meaning that if I'm unlovable, I'll be uncared for and I will die. So we shut the parts of ourselves off that are what actually make us us. You will have more authentic relationships. You will have just more joy in general. Your confidence and love and approval for yourself will go through the roof when you finally make those parts of you okay, and you will find life flows. You don't feel the need to control things anymore, and you're putting out such a positive vibe that everything's just flowing anyway. You don't feel the need to control it because you don't need to, because it's just working. It's working because you have embodied all of you. without apology, knowing that the right people are coming in, the wrong people are falling out, and it's coming together. In all those years you spent so trying so hard to control things, making life so difficult and such a struggle, and you were miserable. Miserable. Felt inadequate, didn't like who you were, couldn't get things to work because you weren't being you. So, because we're right here, you will see this on Monday, the day of the full moon. The energy is going to be very strong. You're going to naturally have emotions coming to the surface, old memories. It's going to kind of force you to reflect on these things anyway. But if you're actively working with the energy, it's going to make it so much easier. So, this is a great day to really take stock. What parts of me did I abandon? Why? Who did I abandon them for? Whose approval was I seeking? Does that even matter in my life now? It's time to bring them back. Bring you back. Rebirth. Start feeling into those things and really search for ways to bring some fun in. Live. Live your life. Make each day count. There's ups and downs. There's emotions. There's things that, the emotions are a guide. When our emotions are off, something is wrong. And instead of repressing it, I shouldn't feel this way. Well, you feel that way. Whether you should or not, you do. Why? What's uncomfortable? What's not working? What needs to go? What needs to come in? Really start letting your emotions show you without identifying with them. Instead of, I feel sad, just note it. There's sadness. Why is there sadness? Not, I'm sad. There is sadness. Because then we don't own it and become it. We acknowledge it. And then we can let it teach us, show us, why is there sadness? Oh, you know what? It's because I've spent the last 6 months doing nothing but working, and I've not addressed my need for fun. I've been so busy taking care of all these other things that I haven't been taking care of myself. What are some ways I can correct that? Do I need to take time for walks? Do I need to improve my diet so I have more energy? How can I make this sadness feel better? Things like that. So this is a great day to do a deep dive into what areas can I tweak to start making little changes. Remember, uh, consistent daily habits. Where can I start to adjust those so that my life becomes all that I want it to be? Where I can be all of me that I am. And finally, have that sense of fulfillment and contentment in my day to day. So I hope this inspires you to finally honor yourself by being true to you so that you can live the life you want to live. I didn't even pull a card. This has been on my heart, and it's something that I've been dealing with personally, just really taking an assessment. My 50th birthday is this year, so I'm right at that mark. Like, damn, half century, where did I fuck up? What do I need to really pay attention to now so that the rest of my life can be the best of my life? Because I've worked very hard to come through the shadow work and all of these things, and now it's a matter of I've done the work in here, and it's starting to show out here. What ways can I start really consciously choosing to use my energy the way I want to, the way that feeds me the most, and not in a selfish way? Because the more I feed me, the more the people around me benefit from it. And you'll find that the people around you will find you much more enjoyable when you're all of you and you're fulfilled and content. You will light up a room where before you may have sucked the light out of a room, not even knowing it, just because of all the stuff that you had going on. So I hope today you become the sunshine in your life. And I thank you so much for joining me. I hope this helps, and I will talk to you soon.